I'm more like a man than a woman.
I cringe every time I hear a woman say that. Over the years, I've heard countless women claim to be men, including women who to me look very much like they're a girly girl. Whenever I hear this statement, it reminds me of the time some young millennial male colleagues came up to me and said,
You are really a man.
"What?
You're a man in a woman's body.
What? Did these guys just crawl out from under a rock?" This is the garbage I heard back in the early 80s when I began my career. There are all these old codgers who believed that any woman who wanted a successful career secretly hated being a woman and wanted to be a man. But these aren't old farts. These are kids, millennials fresh out of college. So I guess there's some new ideas about gender identity being taught on college campuses. Okay, I can roll with this. I like new ideas. And who knows, I may have some gender identity issues I've been completely unaware of all these years. So let's think about this. I am a man. That means I'm the same as all these guys I've worked with over the years. No, I am a woman. But wait, I'm the only woman in this entire company doing this job. So does that mean that real women, normal women, don't do this kind of work? While that surfaces an issue I've always secretly had, there's something wrong with me. I am a mutant.
So I informed my young colleagues that I was tendering my resignation and taking my mutant self to Hollywood. I pictured myself as a construction superhero, and I was sure I could get my own TV show. I knew that after working with men for so long, I had plenty of great stories about the chaos and dysfunctions of the male-dominated workplace.
I knew my show would be a big hit.
Stunned, my young colleagues tried digging themselves out of their hole. They explained that they meant it as a compliment because I wasn't neurotically emotional. They said I was smart, driven, and better at my job than any of the guys. They even liked that I was a self-sufficient, single working mother. But then, just as they were beginning to recover, they stepped in it again when they said, You'll have a hard time finding a man.
Wow. Does that mean that men aren't attracted to smart, successful, self-sufficient women? And should I interpret their comment as a formal notice of rejection from the male of the species and get reject tattooed across my forehead? Now, even though I was slightly hurt by their comment, I knew my personal life didn't match their perceptions. But that's none of their business. So I turned the tables and I asked, So you're saying men only like emotional, submissive, needy women? Then, knowing their girlfriends, I looked directly at one young man and I said, I'll let Lisa know that. Then looking at the other, should I tell Vicky too? And that was the end of that discussion. Even though these were millennials, their perceptions were right out of the 1950s. They made me wonder, why in the 21st century are we still perpetuating the idea that a woman who pursues a career and financial independence is more masculine than feminine? Because as someone who has worked surrounded by men, the one thing I know for sure is that I don't think or act like them. I am not a man. Today, many people see gender identity as something that's fluid. But we also have to be honest about how this also discourages women from entering many high-paying career fields and from striving for workplace success, because to do so means we have to give up our femininity and womanhood. This is a mainstream idea. One day when I was working from home, I was listening to a progressive television show talk about gender identity. As I worked, I thought I heard the young female activist say,
Women who work in traditionally male roles should gender identify as a man.
Wait, did I hear that right?
Women who work in traditionally male roles should gender identify as a man.
Is she really saying that?
Women who work in traditionally male roles should gender identify as a man.
Wrong. First of all, you have absolutely no right to tell me how I should gender identify. Secondly, you're entrenched in the stereotypes and the doctrine of two spheres. You're the one who bought into the patriarchal myth that men have all the right traits to succeed in the workplace and women don't. And you promote the feminist narrative I've heard all through my career that if a woman wants to succeed in the workplace, then she needs to think and act like a man. And finally, you don't know what you're talking about. When you went to college, your classrooms were filled with women because you got what we used to call the beauty pageant degree. You're choosing to play it safe. You're choosing a career field that doesn't threaten your identity as a woman, so you know nothing about the overly testosterone environments I worked in. You don't know what I did, so I could outperform all of my male colleagues, so I could break through barrier after barrier and shatter glass ceiling after glass ceiling. So if you want some radical and progressive ideas, I have some for you. Women are equal to men. Women are different from men. And even though we bring different traits to the workplace, our traits are just as valuable as men's because it takes both male and female traits to create a high-performing workplace. Anyone who's really worked in the all-male workplace knows it's full of performance problems. That's why there's stacks of books and all kinds of management gurus promoting ideas on how to improve it. If you are in the workplace, then you know these books and programs don't deliver the expected results. And the reason why is because they all make the same mistake. They want us to apply more male traits and more male energy to the workplace. They don't consider that our workplace already has too much male energy, and that's the biggest problem.
The truth is, our male-dominated workplaces need an infusion of female energy. They need male and female energy working in harmony with each other, continuously interacting and influencing each other. When we work this way, we work in wholeness, and it's only by working in wholeness that our workplaces can achieve sustained high performance.
So the reason I could always outperform all of my male colleagues is because I was the only one bringing in the female energy, and I was the only one working in wholeness. The reason I always outperformed my male colleagues is because I am a woman.
This is Dot Callahan asking you to help me turn the woman in the room into the women in the room. Sign up for my newsletter, subscribe to my YouTube channel, or find the Woman in the Room on Facebook. It's up to you. Just keep watching and sharing my videos. To get advice from a woman who's been there, dealt with that, and knows what works.